Hey y'all, and welcome with Cooking with Camille. Today, I'm going to do something a little different. Okay, y'all see my face again. I'm going to quit showing my face. Okay, today we're going to do something a little different. We're going to we're going to make dessert. Let me turn this around. We're going to make dessert. We're going to do a banana nut bread. I'm going to try to make it taste a little like y'all ever had, what's his name? What's the coffee shop name? Starbucks banana bread. Y'all ever had that? I'm gonna try that, okay? I'm gonna try to make it taste like that. So y'all gonna need at least 3 bananas. You're gonna need a half a cup of butter. That's 1 stick of butter, okay? You're gonna need a cup and a half of sugar. You're gonna need 1 egg. I don't know why I got 2 out here. 1 egg. You're gonna need 2 cups of all-purpose flour. We're going to need a teaspoon of baking soda, and a 4th teaspoon of salt. If you want, you don't have to. And a half a teaspoon of vanilla. And you can put some chips in if you want. Chocolate chips. I don't know if I want to put them in there. I got to think about chips. And then I want to do half a cup of walnuts. I'm thinking about a half a cup of walnuts and a half a cup of chocolate chips. And this is just something to have in the morning when we get up in the morning and have breakfast. Instead of making eggs all the time, we can have breakfast. And then you're going to need 2 tablespoons of buttermilk. I got to get the buttermilk out, okay? And then for dinner, okay, I'm going to make some Parmesan crusted sirloin pork chops. I don't eat pork, so husband going to eat that. I'm just going to eat the vegetables and the mashed potatoes with some mashed potatoes. And then I'm going to make some Parmesan saute asparagus with mushrooms and onions and minced garlic. So garlic Parmesan asparagus. And we're going to have some mashed potatoes, okay? So you're going to need at least 2 ounces of the Parmesan cheese, okay? And 1 cup, forgot to get it, of the breadcrumbs, okay? Cup of breadcrumbs, 1 cup of breadcrumbs, forgot to get that out. And 1/3, let's go, that's where I needed 2 eggs. Needed 2 eggs. Where I had the eggs at? Okay, I got to get 2 eggs for over there. So 2 eggs, I'll leave that there so I know to get it. 2 eggs for over there. And 1 3/4 teaspoon of any kind of seasoning you want. I'm going to use my seasoning salt and a little paprika. And then 4 chops, which I got 4 chops. And a half a teaspoon of pepper and a half a cup of oil. I'm going to get my oil. And the Parmesan, we said the breadcrumbs and stuff. And some pepper. Then I'm going to need asparagus. They didn't have no good asparagus. They were all little. But I'm going to cut these in thirds. And when we saute them, so they'll be in thirds, you're going to need some butter. And you're going to need some olive oil. Some coarse salt, which I'm not going to use the coarse salt because I don't want to be too salty. I'm going to add just a little bit of garlic salt. And 3 cloves of garlic. And then I got a red onion I'm going to cut up in there. And I'm going to do some green peppers in there. And some mushrooms in there. Okay. And then I got my flour already mixed together. I got flour. I got a cup of cornstarch. I got paprika, seasoning salt mixed with it. And then you're going to get an egg and some buttermilk. I got egg and buttermilk where we're going to dip the sirloin in this and then flour it. Dip it in this, breadcrumb it, then flour it. And then we're going to fry them. Okay. All right, let's get this party started. I'm hot. It's hot in here. I don't open all the windows. Too cheap to turn on the air conditioner. All right, let's get started. It's not about too cheap to turn on the air conditioner. It's just too chilly outside to turn on the air conditioner. So that's why I say that. So we're going to start with the banana pudding first. I'm not the banana pudding. Banana nut bread first, okay? And I already, here you go. I already floured my pan. I'm going to do 2 loaf pans. I already floured them. Y'all, I found these little loaf pans at Mark's for $1. So I'm going to try and see. Hope these do good. We're going to see how they turn out. Okay, so we're going to leave that over there. Let me get a bowl. Okay, so we're going to preheat our oven to 325, which is already done. And oil and flour your pans, okay? So now we're going to take our butter, and we're going to put it in the mixer. We're going to do our butter, sugar, and eggs, and we're going to mix it together. Let me get my sugar. Let me get my measuring cup. Okay, so we got our butter. Add the sugar a little bit at a time. And our 1 egg. Get this butter off my spoon. One egg. You know what I forgot to do? Always crack your egg in a separate bowl in case the egg is rotten. So always do that. I forgot to do that. I'm going to mix that together until it's really mixed well. Okay, we're going to add our dry ingredients together. We're going to do our 2 cups of flour. Okay, I'm going to do 1 teaspoon of baking soda and level it off. 1 teaspoon of baking soda and 1/4 teaspoon of salt. I'm going to pour it in the sink because I don't want to over pour it. All the dry ingredients together. And we're going to whisk that together. So they're all mixed together. Then once you do that, then take your dry ingredients and add slowly with your wet ingredients till it's mixed real well. Once you get it all done, then we'll go to the next step. Now we're going to add our vanilla, which is only a 1/2 teaspoon. I'm just going to assume what a 1/2 teaspoon is. Your vanilla. Then you have your mushed bananas, and I'm just going to mash mine up like that and add to it 3 bananas. Just mash it up and put it in there, or you can mash it in a bowl, however you want to do it. Oops, 1. Shut your mouth. Oop. Okay, now for dinner. Okay, I got the potatoes on. They're boiling for the mashed potatoes over there. Okay, the chops we're going to season with the Parmesan cheese on both sides. Both sides of them. Like so. You put as much. You don't have to put Parmesan if you want, but this is what it's called, Parmesan sirloin chops. Okay, we're going to let that sit there for 2 minutes. Okay, then I got the buttermilk and egg, the 2 eggs. Remember when I was looking for the eggs? They was already beaten. I'm losing my mind, y'all. So we're going to egg it on both sides. Then I'm going to flour it in the flour that I got. Do one at a time. Flour it. Close the bag back up. Shake it. And then we're going to breadcrumb it. Put the breadcrumbs. And when the grease gets hot, we'll fry it. Then we're going to put it over here. And the breadcrumbs. And batter it real good in the breadcrumbs. You can egg it again if you want so the breadcrumbs can stick really good. But all you got to do is really mash it down. And they'll stay. Okay? And then we'll wait till the grease gets hot. Okay, while we're waiting on the grease to get hot, I just want you to know in the flour, I did put paprika, a little garlic salt, a little rosemary, some pepper, and I put some breadcrumbs also in the flour and 1 cup of cornstarch. Cornstarch makes it hold together also, y'all. Just letting you know, I learned that in chef school. Put a little cornstarch in your flour, it holds it together a little longer. Okay? And we're just waiting on the grease to get hot. Okay, let's see if our grease is ready. Yes, it is. That looks nice. And get that other one off the flour and dump it in the breadcrumbs. Y'all, it smells good. Okay, so that means you're going to Parmesan it, the meat, dip it in egg, flour it. You can dip it in egg again, or you can just put it in breadcrumbs. Should make a pretty crust. There we go. And we'll just brown it on both sides. Okay, let's see what it looks like. Look how pretty and brown that is, y'all. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. I don't think this one's quite ready yet. But look at that. Beautiful crust. You can also cook them. I'm doing like 12 minutes on each side. You can also smother them in gravy if you want to. Look at that, y'all. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. I'll turn it back over for a little bit. Wonderful, wonderful chop. And it's thick. Look how thick they are. That's that starch that make them so thick. Oh my goodness. I'm going to put a lid over it so it'll make sure they simmer and get done on the inside. Okay, y'all, I'm going to make just a little gravy to go over the chops and the mashed potatoes. Just a little gravy. You know how to make gravy. Just add a little chicken base and make a roux. I don't want to make too much because I don't want to get too salty. Okay, I just punched holes in the top of them so to make sure they get done too. Okay, the gravy's ready. So I'm going to drizzle over the chops and over the mashed potatoes, so that's ready. All it is chicken base and water and a roux. How simple. Go over the mashed potatoes and I'm going to drizzle over the chops. We're still working on the chops. The last two. Look at that. Look how pretty they are. Hold on. Okay. Okay. And I punch holes to make sure it gets done on the inside. Punch holes in there. Because you want to make sure pork is always done. And I'll put the lid back on there to simmer. Okay, on low. There's the two that's done. Look at that. Then we're going to start sauteing our asparagus. And look, y'all, you have to get my cookbook, Watermelon Wine, or like a daiquiri almost. It's good. It's watermelon. You have to get my book this fall and see how to make that. Okay, now we're going to do our vegetables. We're going to put a little olive oil in the skillet. About 2 tablespoons of olive oil. And let that get hot. Okay, so we're going to put our asparagus, put a little garlic salt, a little pepper, some rosemary. Rosemary, ooh, wonderful. We're going to add our onion. Our peppers. We're going to save our mushrooms for last. And our garlic. 3 cloves of garlic. And just let that simmer. We're going to put that on low and just let it simmer until we get all the vegetables seasoned. And then we'll add our mushrooms. We want that. And we're going to put a lid on that because we want the asparagus to get soft. Because you can bake it also like this too. But we're going to fry it. So we're going to have that golden crust, everything. I didn't feel like my bread, got 20 minutes for the bread. Hope it turned out good. So, here we go. Y'all, this smells so good. Now I'm going to add the mushrooms and stir fry it till they get done. Ooh, it smells good. Y'all, that garlic, you can smell it all through the kitchen. Let me get a closer look. Look at that. I'm going to put the lid back on there. I got it on low. Continue to simmer. Mashed potatoes, gravy, and the pork chops. And the banana nut bread be up in 10 minutes. Y'all, look at that banana bread. Ooh-wee. It turned out nice. Okay, let's see how I do when it cool off. Hopefully it come out the pan. Okay, we're just waiting on our dinner. Okay, y'all. Looks good. I'm going to plate it up in a minute. I'm going to let it simmer 5 more minutes. Okay. Let's get dinner together, y'all.